What's going on, guys? Zynov here, and today we're going to be taking a closer look at the infamous 44 Magnum in Battlefield 4. Now, I've got to admit that my first time using this weapon, I thought it was the worst pistol, but after unlocking a few of the attachments for it, it performed a little bit better. Some attachments you can equip to this pistol range from the ghost ring all the way up to the heavy barrel. You can also equip a 3x scope for it as well. Of course, you could do this in Battlefield 3, however, the one in there resembled an ACOG sight, not an actual scope. Now, before I get into all the behind the scenes stuff about the Magnum, I'd quickly like to explain how to unlock it. So in order to unlock the 44 Magnum, all you have to do is get 51,000 XP just using your pistols. Now, this does seem like a ton of XP to get just using a pistol, so I used a bunch of XP boosts and played CQC matches until I finally got it. Now, keep in mind this will take a very long time to unlock, so don't expect to get it within an hour of playing, because you most likely won't. Let's start getting into the stats portion of the 44 Magnum. To start off, this weapon is semi-automatic, which explains why the rate of fire is 150 rounds per minute. This is very slow even for a pistol. From my experience using this weapon, I know that the time between firing shots is extremely slow compared to the other pistols. I don't know why DICE decided to mess with it, but it does give this weapon a huge disadvantage against infantry using fully auto weapons. Now, if you're planning on using this weapon, I suggest doing so only when you're sniping. The reason for this is because it is very good for finishing off enemies you got a hit marker on. It will kill every time if the enemy is damaged, and this increases your chances of surviving the firefight. As for the maximum damage, it does 56 all the way up to 12.5 meters, then it slowly drops to the minimum damage of 37 at about 50 meters. In close quarter situations, I found myself killing enemies within 2 to 3 shots, but again, the time between firing off shots is just far too slow and puts you at a huge disadvantage. One way to give you more of a fighting chance in CQC battles is to attach a flashlight to it so you can blind your enemies. This makes it really difficult for them to hit you accurately in just enough time for you to fire off 2 rounds at them. Attaching a compensator to this gun will reduce the recoil, but it isn't really necessary. If you don't like the Magnum's iron sights, I would recommend using the ghost ring because it is really clean looking and doesn't obstruct your field of view. The muzzle velocity is one of the fastest for the pistol category, clocking in at 460 meters a second. This basically means the bullets fired from the 44 Magnum travel at 460 meters a second and reach your target faster than a lot of the other pistols. The magazine size for the Magnum is 6, which is pretty standard for any revolver, and the reload time for this weapon is a solid 4 seconds, which puts you at a big disadvantage if you're out in the open. To sort of combat this very slow reload time, I suggest waiting until you get into some type of cover to reload, since there is no actual way to lower the time it takes to reload. Now, one of the best loadouts for the Magnum would have to be the ghost ring, flashlight or laser sight, and the compensator or flash hider. I've used this setup most of the time and it works wonders if you want better accuracy and to live longer while using this weapon. Quickly, I would like to explain the 44 Magnum's bullet delay. So basically, if you press the button to shoot, the bullet won't actually shoot for a half a second or so. I didn't know about this until I watched Choppy's review on it. Now, this delay is sort of the reason why this gun sucks. You cannot just run around with the Magnum and do extremely well with it like you could in Battlefield 3. Now, the maps the 44 Magnum excels on are medium to long range because you're going to put yourself at such a huge disadvantage in close quarters. Also, it's really fun for picking people off at longer distances. But that is just about all I have to say about the 44 Magnum in Battlefield 4. However, I would like to know your thoughts on the Magnum in the comments section. Have you tried it out yet? If so, did you like it? Now, if you did enjoy the video, be sure to support it with a like and subscribe for daily Battlefield 4 tips, tricks, and news. But until next time, guys, this is Zynov, and I'll see you in my next video.